I don't know why. Live stream, we are now live streaming, so please record you. I guess five, 6, 7. Yo, can we got K5. What is cool? We got second shit. Huh? Oh. But they don't know. The mic's sitting up and down, but they I mean, it's always I gotta get it down for them, you know, we can see it. Thank you, Director Sutton. I want to get that. They will look at scared. Look right here. They looking for. Oh, yeah. We can see. All right. I call the meeting to order at 5:01. Assistant Director Perry, can you listen to my song? You guys, you gotta be ready to your running. Pardon? Does everybody have an agenda? All right, it looks like we're good. But yeah, you have to make sure I know the fight song. Anybody's liable to be calling in, so Jen, you're next week. Yeah. All right, we'll now move into roll call. Turn this on this one. President Colbert. Present. Vice President Edwards. Present. Treasurer Correa. Chief of Staff Whitty. Director Abdul. Director Willer. Director Johnstone. Director Cunningham. Assistant Director Battle. Director Triori.
Present.
Assistant Director Perry. Director Thaxton.
President.
Director Appleworky.
Director Southern, Director Howard,
Present.
Director Onwonga, Director Pinckney, Director Rambia, Director Malad, Director Carr,
Present.
Representative James, Representative Thompson,
President.
Representative McCauley, Senator Nowash Manera, Senator Adonsoye, Senator Akbar, Senator Rahman, Senator Brown,
Present.
Senator Crosby,
Present.
Senator Dangle,
Present.
Senator Hicks,
President.
Senator Ife, Senator McGuire,
Present.
Senator Ozomalon,
Present.
Senator Rhines,
Present.
Senator Robinson,
Present.
Senator Robinson, Senator Sedgwick, Senator Tayeb, Senator Ware, Senator White,
Present.
Justice McNeil,
Present.
Justice Adenega,
Present.
Solicitor General Brown.
We now move to the approval of the minutes. I don't have the mic, but I know where to find it. Make sure one accessible. All right. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, we will now move into guest speakers. Starting first, we have the Vice President of Enrollment Management, Mr. Boyd Bradshaw. We give him a round of applause. Maybe we're on time today. We'll move to the Academic and Student Technologies Analyst, Ms. Christine Timmons. We give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much. I'm here on behalf of the Office of Technology Services. I work with a program called the Academic Technologies Engagement Program. And part of my job specifically as a business analyst is to reach out to student groups like yours. And what we're trying to find are kind of the big tech topics and also kind of where you think about tech in the future as a TU student, what you'd like to see happen. So what we're trying to avoid is kind of very specific. My computer doesn't work. We can help you with that, just not at this meeting. So again, in a few moments, I'll let the others introduce themselves, and then we want to listen to you. And in the 15 minutes that we've been allotted, hear kind of the bigger overviews of the challenges or suggestions you have for us. And with that being said, I'll let my boss introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Matthew Wine. I'm the Director for Academic Technology and Customer Service in the Office of Technology Services here at Towson University. Thank you for the invitation. Just as a quick addendum to what Christine mentioned, what we're here. Thank you. Oh, actually. So I mentioned I'm Matthew Wine, the Office of Technology Services. And as an addendum to what Christine was saying, we're here tonight just for context to be able to provide the students of Towson University as many opportunities as possible to tell us about how they would like to see technology developed at Towson University. The meeting tonight is about to hear about your ambitions for technology at Towson. That means that we take your comments back along with the comments from the colleges. We build a perspective report on the needs of the university, and then we will take those needs and move them forward to the CIO, the provost, university leadership, and that will help us to prioritize, fund, and focus on the efforts that will make the biggest difference to what matters most to you. Thank you.
My name is Damon. I'm the Deputy CIO in the Office of Technology Services, and I don't really have anything else to add to what Matt just said, but really appreciate the opportunity to engage with you and get your feedback.
My name is Bob Cave, and I've just come along to tell some jokes. I won't do that to you. I work also in Office of Technology Services. I work in the Classroom and Computer Lab Technologies group, but I also work a lot with student groups and may have worked with some of you regarding SharePoint or WordPress, something like that. But I'm very excited to have the opportunity to hear what you have to say and continue that journey.
And we can open it up to concerns, questions. I see Jordan, we just met with you the other day with URG. So again, we're trying to collect perspectives from various student groups. So who's brave enough to go first? Yes. In the blue.
Hello, my name is Sean. I'm a senator, by the way. Introduce myself. Over the insights. So I guess I'll start off with this. We'll just dive into the big question right now. Currently at Towson, we use WebEx, Zoom. I believe it's also Office 365, of course, all the Office applications. And the services are kind of spread out between different domains, and of course, it's under multiple different licenses. What do we see, especially with Zoom and WebEx in the future, especially since there's other competitors such as Microsoft Teams and other services similar to that?
You can do a lot of running. I'm taking this over to my boss.
This will be that we'll come over so Christine will have to run everything. Thank you for the question. And so just to kind of let you guys know how we're hearing you tonight, what we hear you saying here is that having multiple platforms can be confusing, can slow down your tasks at Towson University. And so it might be more productive if we were on one ecosystem for more products so that you could kind of stay in the same mindset as you try to get things done. And that is kind of a larger goal of ours, not to get too far into it, but essentially the concept of transparent computing, it's been around for a long time. It's been around for as long as many of us have lived. The idea that the technology blends into the background and we just get our teaching and learning and work done at TU and not have to think about, do I have a login for that site? So thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Yes, sir.
So I've been part of the switch to the Outlook but my question is, why was the switch to Outlook made? Why do we decide to switch from all our email services just to Outlook?
I mean, I think it goes in part to what the young man was saying about trying to get into one ecosystem. But I don't know which one you want to say.
The question from the first gentleman is essentially the answer to the question to your question that the act of all the students living on one ecosystem and the faculty and staff living on another had been perpetually challenging. People were confused about how to share files back and forth or collaborate or how to share calendars. So the decision was made, let's bring us all into one digital ecosystem as part of that ambition to get us into a more intuitive, transparent technology environment. And so the decision was made to move us over to Microsoft for a lot of reasons. And I know that some people love Google and some people love Microsoft. But the decision was made to move us to Microsoft because we had more options to be able to support the campus, both in productivity towards professional workplaces, and also because there was more of an ability for us as technology professionals to protect this campus and to support this campus in a more refined way with the Microsoft ecosystem. Thank you.
And we do have the OneDrive. I just wanted to see by show of hands how many people use the OneDrive already. All right, so this should be. We hope that this will be seamless for you all. Another question?
Oh, yes, my question, there's been like a lot of like Wi-Fi concerns that students have, and I just want to know if you all had like any efforts or any plans in place to kind of like alleviate those concerns.
Didn't get all the questions. So thank you for mentioning that. I'm so happy to be in front of this group tonight because I wanted to get a sense of from this group, having this many students in the room together with us. Has this been all semester for you, or do you feel like the Wi-Fi problems have been more recent? like, how should we kind of pull the group? So,
we just haven't really been really big, but speaking for myself, it's been like that since I moved to campus, so 2021, so I don't know. But, like, you know, you all can like reach your movie, like we do, like, really. Just as a,
My question is that sometimes T secure just automatically disconnect. My concern was T secure sometimes automatically disconnect, and I can't connect to it until I almost have to reboot my Wi-Fi. I don't know, like adapter, but I almost have to reboot my Wi-Fi just to get back to T secure.
Yes, at least for me, there's like certain sections, especially with the outsides, that like lose, I would say like it doesn't like let me log in or something like that. Or it's just not connected to the domain. So, I mean, I was gonna submit a ticket eventually anyways, but I'm lazy, so I haven't done.
the comments? Yes, please.
I have one question. Many students have come through concerning about switch from Google to Outlook, including me, because I feel like once you move from Outlook, you can't access like Google stuff anymore. Like Google Docs, I can't access that anymore. Like Google Drive, stuff like that. So like, how do you transfer all that to Outlook or to OneDrive?
Sure.
You don't have to. Yeah, that's part of the migrating that for you. So basically, when a student's account is migrated, all of their email, all of the attachments to that email, all of the files in their Google Drive are all migrated to their OneDrive and placed in a folder, a special folder. So they should be easy to find and then, you know, redistribute at will. There are some exceptions to that. Files that exceed 15 gigabytes and files with unusual formats might be left behind. But the good news is there's a safety net. If a student is migrated and then discovers that there are some files perhaps missing, they can contact Student Computing Services and have their Google account reopened, if you will, so that they can access that and get those files and download them in some other way.
Well, where can they go for?
All help questions go to Christine. Student computing has for decades now really been the first point of contact for students with technology problems. The good news is that we're now so much easier to find because we're on the third floor of the library in the new Academic Commons area. If you walk into the academics and just look at the back wall, you'll see tech services above a big desk, and you can walk up, you can call, you can email, you can chat, you can text, all kinds of ways to get your questions to them. And we're open pretty generous hours, about 8 to midnight on most days, and then we have weekend hours as well. I'm sorry, sure.
I just want to wrap up that Wi-Fi comment because I don't want to let it go without closing out the mention. So what I hear you guys saying is that for longer than a couple of weeks, you guys have felt like Wi-Fi has not been successful for you. And so, in fact, we partnered with the SGA, probably I think it was last fall, when we had a larger problem with Wi-Fi on campus. There was this problem that was starting to show up right away as we got back to campus. And the SGA was kind enough to partner with us to be able to reach out, do pop-up sessions across campus, and to help us to actually define the problem in a way that we were able to locate it and fix it. And we really appreciate that. That relationship really needs to continue because one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about technology at an enterprise level is they all think it's that old show 24, where there's like this command center and these lights are flashing, that something's broken and we need to run and fix it. Often we only really truly understand what's broken through our conversations and interactions with the students and the faculty at Towson University. So when you say submit a ticket, please submit a ticket. We want to talk to you because together we can find it faster and we can fix it faster. And I'd love for us to circle back with the SGA and see how we can get a better definition on the current state and improve it for all of you within the semester.
I was just going to add that at some point in the past, a dorm didn't have Wi-Fi and we didn't know until late in the afternoon when someone either texted us or called us and said that, and then we could address the system. So like bombard us with whatever we think is not working so that we know where to look. Other comments? Yes, sir.
So my question is two-parted. First, I wanted to know, just for clarity's sake, printers, personal printers can't connect to the networks, correct? Okay. And then secondly, so I was a part of that group of people that integrated over to Microsoft. But for formatting, my preference is Gmail, right? And so I noticed when I tried to add our Microsoft server to my Gmail, because you know how you can still connect your Outlook account to a Gmail, it did not let me. So is that because we're secure and we're encrypted, or is there something that would allow me to still use Gmail even though it's my Outlook email account, or yeah?
Thank you for the question. Yes, because you guys were kind enough to be one of the earliest groups to migrate on campus, we were able to identify some of these problems that came up. And the engineers, through your feedback, were able to identify what was causing us not to be able to log in ways that we thought we could to services like Google with your Exchange account, your Microsoft 365 account. I believe that's fixed now, but we'll go back and double check that with the engineers and then provide that information through the group.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I misheard what he said, that is your department also responsible for the student lab desktops and remote booting?
When you say student lab desktops, do you mean the installed Windows experience in computers in 7400, did you say?
Like in the York Road building, how some desktops are used for labs for students if we need to come in and do a lab.
Oh, yes. So that is, OGS helps to provision the computers, but I believe in that building, the computers actually supported. So it's somewhat of a team approach. But if you'd like to tell us about some, especially if there's kind of a challenge to getting work done in that space, we'll be happy to take notes on it through your wonderful YouTube stream. And then we'll circle up with our compatriots in computer science and see if we can take care of it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, so what is that problem?
So, I was wondering why all the desktops in your building are logged onto the Towson domain. One of the classrooms that I'm in, the desktops aren't logged into that domain, so of course we can't sign into those desktops, and that class requires labs. So when we are having lab instructions, we're not able to log into the desktops to go through the lab with the professor, which can kind of be hard at times because the best time to work with a lab is with the professor when he's going through it.
I'm not sure about that. There's a couple things it could be, but do you happen to know the room number?
405.
405. Wow, you knew the room number. That's fantastic. Thank you. We'll go and check on that. Even if that room is specifically set up in that way for purpose, like it needs to be isolated because it's a cybersecurity work, then there are other things we can do to help you. When you can express a challenge like that, like we want to get the work done when we're with our faculty member. Well, we've got other ways that we can kind of bring that computing experience into that lab without the need to log into the domain. So I think we can help you out.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one thing that I noticed, and maybe it's just my computer, but I noticed when like I go to the library or other classrooms, I can log into Microsoft Word, like to type. But anytime on my computer, it says like I'm unable to actually edit the document. Like I don't have access, but I know that all TU students have the free Microsoft. So I was just wondering if that an issue for other people, or is it specific to my computer?
So I think the group was, has anyone else had trouble with not being able to access their documents sometimes in the Microsoft Office 365 ecosystem? One more person. Since it's not like a majority of the group, in these cases where I like to start, where I like to start is, let's start with you and the other senator who has had trouble, and then we'll go from there. Because like much like with Wi-Fi, we work from the student to the server, and so we sit down with the student with their device in the space they want to work. We rule out the device, we rule out the network around it, and then we rule out the server, and we keep on going up the chain. That's a really successful way to go. And I think that we can do the same for that experience where if you can't be productive because you can't always open your document, let's sit down with you where it's having trouble in that space. And then we'll troubleshoot from there all the way back to the server.
That's a perfect place to bring it right into the tech service. Walk up with your device, and they can, diagnose it right there, and figure out if it's you or if it's your problem.
Thank you.
I can add just a little bit of a workaround. Usually if that occurs, it's to protect that file from being overridden, and it's probably open somewhere else on a desktop or in some other instance maybe that you created. But a workaround that almost always works with that is to do a file save as, change the name slightly, maybe add a serial number to the end of the name. Then it'll open in edit mode. You continue to work on it, and then later you can look at the two files and decide which one you want to keep and fix that. I mean, it's better to know why it's happening so you can avoid it, but that at least would allow you to get back to work faster.
Okay, thank you. I do know though that, like, I think it's just probably my computer, because I'm never able to like get on Microsoft at all. It just always says that I don't have access. So I remember like this one time I had to actually like buy it for my personal account, but it's really expensive. So that's why I always have to use Google Docs, but I
Don't buy it. We bought it for you.
Your computer to the service desk. That's what it works. Using the free time.
So this just came to me like I'm in a group right now, and group like to use Google Docs to share files and all that. But the thing is that maybe they move to Outlook, and I don't have a Gmail account anymore. So when they send me the Google Docs, I can't edit it or do anything. Is there, unless I request access? So is there like a workaround around that, or do I just have to keep requesting access from a personal Gmail?
So that's a good example to bring up. So what we're talking about here, just for everybody, we're in the middle of the semester and in the middle of migration. Not a perfect combination. In this scenario, you migrated to Microsoft 365, so you're on Microsoft 365. The other students haven't migrated yet. Here's the trick. They both have Microsoft accounts and they're Google. All of you have access to OneDrive, Word, and Excel, and PowerPoint. So although it's a difficult conversation to have, at this specific point in this project, in this semester at Towson University, the conversation is to say, we all have Microsoft 365. Can we please collaborate in that space? People running out of time.
Yeah, and again, I was just going to say, I know the other day at the SGA table with Cliff, we ran into a young woman who, her professor has Google Forms, and she was running into that. That was you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, and if you email me or send a message to us and let us know what faculty they want. Make sure, and if anyone else has a similar issue. And with that, I thank you, and I know you have other business, so I'll give the microphone back.
Can you read them all in another round? We'll say thank you again for coming to our space. We appreciate it. All right, is there any public participation on student concerns? You put them in. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I had some slides that were sent.
Did you share it with me?
I sent the link in an email.
To me?
Uh,
Can I email you back this? I don't think I got it. Guys, I'm looking at my screen. Yeah.
it's okay. All right, and just go to the next slide when I. Yeah, not yet. Okay. Hi, my name is Richard Susi. I'm the chair of House and YDSA, and I'm strongly recommending that that you all vote against Resolution 26 today. I'm here on behalf of my organization, as well as here on behalf of an anonymous central committee member who has had concerning experiences with Andy in the past. I will outline my and their concerns and show that somebody who participates.
I'll give it to about the ears.
I moved to actually recess.
I second.
Anyone second?
I second.
We're not moving to a vote on recessing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the, we are recess. 5 minute recess, everyone. Someone to the time. I know, I want to.
Recess will be over in 1 minute. Recess will be over in 1 minute. Jaden. All right, well, it's 1 minute now. It's not 34. Hey, Delina, you got them start coming back in 1 minute. Everybody sit down, please. Everybody sit down.
Hey, bro. You better find out which. We got ops. We get a PowerPoint about PowerPoint should be OD. We was just talking about this. If I hear another, I suggest understanding, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm fucking out. So this is I don't see like. I send in the motion. Yes. Oh, yes, I second. It's fine. I'll make it. Make a point of order. Yeah. We don't need to order. Yeah. Are we back on the point of information?
On the record. Move the recess is over. Point of order. Yeah. Doesn't a person of the public have to not speak on the resolution, but on a person?
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
Can you share remind?
Yeah, so what Senator White is asking is the person, the student participation able to speak on a resolution? And the answer to that question is no. They're able to speak about concerns, by anything on the agenda is no. Yeah. Any questions? I'll put the numbers.
So you can talk about you can talk about things that you would like to talk about. So whatever is in here, you can discuss it, but you can't say with regards to resolution, you can't say that is on her agenda. And against the same order, correct? So you can talk about whatever is in the PowerPoint, just don't mention resolution 26.
That's fine.
Okay, so you can continue now.
No, so like.
Okay, continuing from where I was. I am here on behalf of my organization, as well as here on behalf of an anonymous central committee member who has had concerning experiences with Andy in the past. I will outline my and their concerns, and show that somebody who participates in those and such behavior has no place representing the student body. We do not want to have to present in this manner, but given how slow university Title IX procedures can be, and the impending events happening later in this meeting, we had no choice. On September 26, 2022, Andy was elected as secretary for the YDSA chapter. On October 7th, at Food Recovery, a weekly volunteer event, Andy told a central committee member that he only ran for the position because he was romantically interested in another central committee member. On October 24th, 2022, he followed that central committee member out of a YDSA general member meeting and asked if they would go out with him. He was then turned down and said he respected their decision. On December 18th at 12:25 a.m., you can go to the next slide. That was on the IO from when he asked that central committee member out. We can go to the following slide. On December 18th at 12:25 a.m., Andy sent the central committee member that rejected his romantic pursuit a text saying, "Okay, seriously, fuck YDSA." There was no prior context to the statement, and the last message he had sent them was the day before he asked them out on October 23rd. Next slide, please. The central committee member asked him why, and he responded, "And fuck you too," instead of responding with what his concerns were. When the central committee member received this message, they felt that it was a result of pent-up rage that he was rejected and targeted specifically them, and as he messaged no other members of central committee that night. He then continued to send another message, and everyone on central committee and every general member, and then did not respond until the next morning, where he claimed he was drunk.
I'd like to remind you, you have 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and please refrain from using controls, please.
All right. I was immediately alerted to the situation and removed Andy from the YDSA Discord and GroupMe as he was acting out of character in an aggressive and unpredictable manner. Later that day, at 6 p.m., the rest of Central Committee voted unanimously to sanction Andy as our bylaws allow. Next slide, please. As our bylaws allow for his conduct towards the member of Central Committee, specifically in regards to the text. We said that drunkenness was an explanation, not an excuse, and drunken words are sober thoughts. The letter is over there, and I can provide, and I can send out copies of any of these letters or screenshots upon request. It was approved. We recommended that he resign as secretary, and if he did not, then we would begin impeachment procedures against him. It was approved by our advisor, and Andy resigned as secretary the following day. We believe he does not understand the impact and severity of his actions, as this semester he has repeatedly gone to food recovery meetings where he was specifically introduced by YDSA members, including specifically the central committee member he lashed out at. On February 10th, Andy was at the first food recovery meeting of the semester, and was the first time the two of them saw each other since the aggressive text sent from him. He did not speak to them, and they said they were uncomfortable and they were best to avoid him. The central committee member, as well as other YDSA members, noticed Andy staring at the central committee member for extended periods of time, making them feel uneasy. Another YDSA member told the central committee member that they were physically trying to block his line of sight by standing between them because the behavior was making them uncomfortable as well. They are almost certain that Andy knew they would be there, as that central committee member went to food recovery every meeting last semester. We reported all of this to SGA, but as they are mandatory reporters, instead of it going towards the judicial process in SGA, it was reported to the university as a Title IX complaint. Bring this to your attention because this is not this is not the character. Am I out of time?
That concludes your time. Thank you.
Okay.
That's your order.
Yes. Yes. My personal privilege.
Granted.
We bring it to your attention because it's such
Under issue, my police.
like. We bring this to your attention because this is not the character of someone that should be representing the student body. In the SGA Accountability and Ethics Policy, Article 4, Section 2, subsection BJ, it states, as a member of the Towson University Student Government Association, each member must avoid places, activities, situations, and verbal or written comments which in any way would raise questions about their moral character or conduct. Clearly, Andy's
behavior raises questions about his moral character and conduct, and I leave it to SGA to uphold the values in your own code of ethics. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Is there any other public participation? Hearing none, we will now move to communications. Advisory remark.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Switch my outfit up a little today. I have two things. I know I have more than this, but I want to emphasize the second one the most. One, I sent an email yesterday about an event that I am moderating in conjunction with campus dining, the Black Men in Hospitality event, which is this Thursday at 5:30. I think it's at 5:30, y'all. I'll be there, it's on my calendar. I'm excited to be in conversation in the hospitality field, one of which is a representative, or I think owner and founder of Black and Gold Coffee.
Black and Gold.
Thank you, Black and Gold Coffee, which is a new partner for campus. I'm so excited to do that. The second thing, and I want to drive this home as hard as humanly possible. Tiger Pride Day is next week. Woo! There are 25 SGA members who are not accounted for. So before midnight tonight, there needs to either be a registration submitted or an absence request submitted for Tiger Pride Day. 25 people is unacceptable when that's almost half of the organization, and the deadline was yesterday. So in order for us to accommodate and make sure that we are matching students with representatives at the state level, we need to know who will be there. We also want to make sure there are enough seats on the bus. So by midnight tonight, the expectation from your Student Government Association advisor is that every SGA student is accounted for Tiger Pride Day, which is next Wednesday, okay? Two of your SGA members have been working very diligently and very hard to make sure that next Wednesday goes well. We need you to play your part, everyone to play your part. So please make sure you complete registration or submit your absence request by midnight tonight. You don't want to find out what happens if you're, okay. I will tell you my thing.
All right, appropriations committee, and your instruction didn't have any more for it. Government operations committee. Damon. Microphone, please.
Everybody. So President Aaron, today we had the chance to go over resolution number 24. And we did unfavorable lack of research and procedural errors. Are you?
Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. So I wanted to give everyone an announcement and basically let everyone be aware that the fact that rules committee has been set. I got my committees down. That's good. And another thing is that rules committee will be every Friday at 11 a.m. So yeah, and also there's one slot open. So if any senators are at 11, please let me know so I can put you in. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So today I actually sat on the nominating committee for the Transform Mid-Atlantic Fellowship. And so Towson hopes to send forward one of our scholars to be considered for this fellowship. We took the final vote on that committee today, and hopefully the person that was sent forward has some success with that. The Transform Mid-Atlantic Fellowship will offer them an opportunity to get involved with civic engagement, social responsibility, and things of that nature. Also, another update on the presidential search committee. I may have, there's a website through towson.edu. You can go and submit any questions you have for the search committee or any priorities that you want to see in the next university president. Again, as I mentioned last week, there are like 5 phases that we're going to go through, and the committee members were announced 2 weeks ago for the town hall. And yeah, but fortunately, there are 2 student members on the committee, myself along with Marcus Twa, the president of the Graduate Student Association. Also, we'll be having student organization storage space now in the SJ suite. So Marnice has thankfully agreed to system for us, and student orgs will be able to submit to us on a first come first served basis, of course, items that they want stored in the office while space lasts. We'll also be able to, we're also hosting an earthquake rally in support of Turkey and Syria this Thursday at 4 p.m. in Freedom Square. I was able to organize this with Director Johnstone, so be sure to come out to that to show your support for the over 40,000 victims that are passed away in that event. I saw also Senator McGuire did step away, but his resolution that he submitted last semester, resolution 8, regarding pass-fail within the Towson University core curriculum committee, that moved through the academic senate is going to be going to the academic standards committee. So Director Abdul will be doing some work with that resolution within the coming weeks. And lastly, before member of the week, if you didn't register for Tiger Pride Day by now, I will personally submit the professional development review request, because we've been talking about Tiger Pride Day for just far too long. And it's one of our few annual events. And without further ado, can I get a drum roll? So our member of the week has been such a hardworking member of SGA that works diligently every day. Sometimes it'll just be me and them in the office. And in the late night hours, I'll go and pick something up and they're still there working. They work tremendously to support our student organization. So congratulations and thank you, Director Carr.
All right. Moving on to Attorney General Missouri.
Hey everybody, hope you have a blessed day. The funding request last Wednesday was approved by the grant review committee. Weekly reports are due this Thursday at 5 p.m. and that's all from my report.
Is that Moody?
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to remind everyone that the Tiger Party training is this Thursday. If you're not able to make this Thursday, we'll do it on Monday at 6 p.m. And if you would like to please email me. That I do.
Department of Academic Affairs.
Hi, guys. Thank you for those who show up for the evaluation table. We had our first meeting with the new provost and we talked about the course evaluation, which she think was a great idea. Then she gave our own idea about it. And if you guys have not filled out your course evaluation, please fill it out. Thank you.
Department of Campus Activities, Department of Civic Engagement.
Thank you, Tuesday, everyone. First of all, going over some events coming up. This Thursday, we do have the Rally for Support from 4 to 5 p.m. in Freedom Square. Please show up if you can. It's going to have a lot of educational resources. We're going to have a lot of great speakers as well. Next Monday, on the 23rd, we have our Food Apartheid panel from 5 to 6 p.m. So we are getting together some students to come and talk about food apartheid in the greater Baltimore area and what that means to them. And that will be in Ballroom D in the Union. So if anyone would like to come. We had our first few meetings of the Eco Coalition. We are focusing on Earth Day planning. So events, that kind of stuff, funding requests, all that. If you would like notes, please ask either myself or my assistant director, fingers crossed, Marcus, for notes. And we have our TU Votes Coalition coming up soon to discuss voting and advocacy and all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you all very much.
Sorry, guys, I realized I made a mistake. We're gonna go back to Treasurer Correa's report.
I'm not Treasurer Career, of course. I'll be delivering her remarks today. Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be here today, but I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you to everyone who came out to the fee forum last Monday. If you have any questions about the fee increase, please feel free to ask me or President Colquitt. As a note, fee forum feedback was due today to Vice President Hurt. But if you have any last minute requests that you didn't submit on the form or to Myra or myself, we can squeeze it in after GA. And I'll be happy to send it out. Senators, I've been sending out weekly emails regarding the budget process. Please make sure you're reading them thoroughly and relaying the information to your student organizations. Lastly, timesheets are due this Thursday at 5 p.m. Please make sure your punch cards and weekly reports match your timesheet. If you have any questions, need assistance, or just want to chat, please contact me via email. Thank you. That will be.
Communications.
Hey guys, happy Tiger Tuesday. The first thing is I met with my AD. We're thinking of coming up with some, I'm going to meet with my AD next week to talk about some of the events that we're thinking of planning for the month of March. Also, we'll be starting TikTok again. So if you're interested in being in our TikToks, just let one of the PR members. I'm actually gonna do one at the end of GA if anybody wants to participate. Okay. Next, I met with Senator Crosby last week to discuss transportation route regarding our bill proposals. Yeah. And then I'm going to be meeting with AD Pinkley tonight about just some of the new interactive posts that we're thinking of doing, just because we think there needs to be a change. So yeah, any questions? Okay, with that, I will.
Department of Community Outreach.
Hi, everyone. So we had our first service last Saturday at Knox Presbyterian Church, and it went well. We gave out a lot of food and a lot of toiletry bags as well. And then yesterday we made comfort/sanitary kits in the office in collaboration with Vice President Edwards' nonprofit Empathy Heals and Delta Sigma Theta sorority. And we made a lot of bags. So thank you for everyone that came out to those two events. So for this week, we're gonna have our Black History Month table in the Union on Wednesday from 12:30 to 2:30. So if you're free, please come and help. We're gonna have Black History, and there's also gonna be some prizes, and it comes as office hours as well. So and then this Saturday, if the weather allows us to, we're gonna go back to Knox Presbyterian Church to work on the work we did last time. So last semester we were working on the garden, but we didn't finish. So we're gonna go back this Saturday if it doesn't snow, so we can try to finish that. So if you haven't filled out the Google form yet, you can still fill it out, or you can just let me know, or Assistant Director Perry know if you're coming or not. It's gonna be from 9 a.m. to 11. And we're also gonna be meeting with some student organization this week about some collaboration that we're gonna be doing in the next few weeks, and also about the big event that's on April 29, I believe. And one last thing, just a reminder that you cannot receive a store for graduation or run in election or attend the end of year banquet if you don't have your required service hours as an HG member. Any questions? With that, I know.
Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Hello.
My apologies that we're down a microphone, but happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone.
My only announcement was like similar to what George was saying, we're having our Black History Month tabling tomorrow from 11:30 to 2:30. So please share that around and come support us and everything. That'll mean a lot to us. And also I just want to shout an event happening this Thursday from 5:30 to 7. There's going to be an LGBTQ plus a broad panel happening in the CSS, which is here in the Union in room 343. If you want to hear from the career students talking about what it's like studying abroad in other countries, you can go ahead after our pre-meeting on Thursday. If you're interested, it'll start at 5:30 and it's at 7. And then I'll name it CSD. I'm going to apply with them for Not Up to You, which will be happening in April 6th. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions for me at all? All right, with that, I yield.
Department of Health and Wellness.
No report for now.
Department of Higher Education.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I hope you guys had a great day. We are going to be collaborating with CROP through homework help on March 13th. So we're going to go to a high school and we're going to help them provide math, English, all that good stuff. It will be bi-weekly. So every other week, it's going to start on the 13th from 4 to 5 p.m. and provide us with transportation. So yeah, be on the lookout for that for me. Last week or a couple weeks ago, me and President Colquitt and I met with the Office of Grad Studies, and we are hosting a Glimpse into Grad Studies event on March 6th at 6 p.m. So look out for more information on that. And as always, Exodus is Friday. This week we'll be doing Black History Trivia with the help of our lovely Solicitor General Brown. She's going Black Jeopardy with us. And on my Exit Mentors, we meet tomorrow at 4, please. Any questions, comments, concerns? With that, I yield.
Department of Legislative Affairs.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So just a reminder that you have heard over and over again, Tiger Pride Day is Wednesday, March 1st. It'll be an all-day thing from about 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. when we get back in Towson. Once again, just a reminder, please submit the form on All That to You to register for Tiger Pride Day. A lot of you have registered today, so thank you so much for that. A reminder, we have training this Thursday, the 23rd, during pre-meeting in the same pre-meeting room. We did it so all of you guys can easily get to the training, and you only have to attend one training. I know there were questions about that, so only one training that you have to attend. And then if you don't usually go to pre-meeting, there is one more training on Monday, the 27th, in the Union. I will follow up on the room number. I know it's in one of the multi-purpose rooms. I just forgot it off the top of my head. So if you don't make it to pre-meeting, go to the one on Monday, the 27th. And let's see. Today I had the chance to stop in and speak to Professor Norton's Leadership and Communications class about Tiger Pride Day, give them an overview, kind of give them like a free trial run of the training. And they were super excited. There were a bunch of comm students, and to get other people who aren't as excited about politics excited about Tiger Pride Day was pretty fun. So, and then lastly, we've just been working really hard on this event. We've been working since August. We're at the last week. Me, Zelina, Carolyn, everyone in the committee. So it's gonna be a super fun day. We have a lot of good stuff planned. I'm super excited to see all you guys, being civically engaged on Wednesday, March 1st on Tiger Pride Day.
Department of Special Projects.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Just one announcement, please send in your event proposals before the event. Thank you.
Department of Marketing.
Good evening, everyone. Just a few announcements. If you have not received name tag, I wish I could show it. If you have never seen the name tag, please go to Ruby and like the message. If you can't find the message, then you can, personally just text me. And yeah, we have more SJIs on the way. Put that right here.
From your student organization.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Thank you to all the senators who were there for seminar meet and greet. It was really helpful for the student org, just they could just meet everyone if they got questions answered by me if the senators didn't know something. And for the rest of the student orgs who didn't make it to the senator meet and greet, their deadline to meet with you is March 1st. If you can just email one more time, just remind them about the last deadline, that would be great. And if you have any questions that are sent to you that you are not able to answer, just please forward them to me. And any questions? With that, I go.
Student development.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So speed funding has been postponed and Director Rambial met with Dr. Pochamp regarding the bird feeder, and it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. And we're looking for other events or want something to be done, just let us know. And any questions? With that, I yield.
University Northeastern representative, Maryland Higher Education Council representative, Athletic Affairs representative.
Hello, everyone. This is on behalf of Representative James. Hope you're having a great week. Please don't forget that this week, Friday, February 24th at 7 p.m., we're having our first SJ Athletics event. We are co-hosting a women's basketball game with the Black Alumni Alliance for Black History Month against NCAT. And yeah, we'll be giving away juicy tickets there. So please come and support SGA.
Disability representative.
No report at this time, I yield.
Greek life representative. University residence government representative. First generation low income representatives. Sports club council representative.
Hi, everyone. Only update this week is the FCC met yesterday and we just set some basic guidelines. In order to be a tier 5 club, all clubs must have a coach, and there's also some other like tier 4, tier 3 teams that have coaches. So we just set some basic guidelines and recommendations for if a team decides to part ways with a coach, how to properly go about that so there's no additional issues. Any questions? Time. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, what does the relationship between a coach and a sports club look like?
Yeah, so coaches, clubs can pretty much set how they want their coach to be. So for example, men's ice hockey has a coach. They have a coach, an assistant coach, and they're there to kind of set their practices for them, drills, give them examples of different ways to train. They also travel with them to competitions, whereas other clubs have a more laid back relationship with their coach. So women's rugby has a coach that's kind of there just for advice and to ask questions about the game. So the club kind of dictates how their relationship with their coach is. We did have a team that wanted to part ways with their coach last semester and wasn't entirely sure how to go about that. So we decided to kind of give them guidelines and recommendations for how to go about that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? With that, I go.
President student representative.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Just yesterday, we welcomed 3 new members, so congratulations to them. This week, we'll be holding elections so we can build the e-board and also our chair. And next week is our Founders Day on the 28th, so stay tuned for that. With that,
Freshman council representative.
Hello, everyone. Yesterday we met with Kelly Carpenter, Assistant Director of Campus Program, to discuss ideas and plans for Mr. and Mrs. Freshman pageant, which will take place April 16th at the Central Arts Theater. Also, we looked into small events for our Women's History Month in March. Would you like to have any questions? That was it.
Officer Celeste, you know.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. So as you guys know, the Know Your Rights campaign is approaching. So I've been meeting with Chief of Staff Moody to get everything in order before I officially start. Well, I started planning, but like officially, like the nitty gritty. And that's the only report I have. Any questions?
You're already cutting.
Sorry, it's a question for your action. Well, I yielded.
Do you guys need volunteers or help with the pageant?
Yes. Definitely.
Okay, I would love to help.
My report. All right, so, as you know, I've been talking about the drink testing strips that will be coming in, they have came in. We will be having a meeting collaboration, daily kind of thing with the health center on March 15th. More information for that will be coming out soon, so don't worry about that. Also, President Copeland and I have a meeting with interim president for next week. If there's anything that you would like us to, address with them, please just let Jordan know before then. Also, just a reminder to the senators, we do not have quorum today, so we will not be voting on anything. It will just be recommendations. So that's what happens when people don't show up. Okay. All right. Also, I wanted to say thank you again to Director Troy Lore for helping out with the community service yesterday. It went really well. I was really proud of the turnout. And then also, Chief of Staff Moody and I have been working on the Wild and Out event this Thursday. It's a collaboration with like 4 or 5 different orgs around campus. So if you would like to participate in it, just let her or I know, because actually we won't have like participation within the actual event. All right, and also I just want to say I'm really excited. Chancellor Council, they said it already, but it's just near and to my heart, as many of you know. The 1-year anniversary is next Tuesday, so it's going to be great. I'm excited for whatever you guys have planned. It's going to be. I'll be there. Just know I'll be there whatever it is. Is there any questions? All right, with that I yield. Are there any opinions on this work?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. So the J Board had 3 appeals, so we have 3 decisions. We met with the American Marketing Association. They submitted an appeal for adding service hours. We also had an appeal with Student Occupational Therapy Association, and we decided to accept giving them money for tickets for their conference. And then lastly, we had an appeal meeting with the ISA, International Student Association, yesterday, and their appeal was denied for a budget since they didn't, they didn't fundraise. Any questions? Okay. With that, I yield.
Is all right? Go ahead. Director Carr. Go ahead. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator White.
Point of information. How many senators are there still on register?
14.
Yeah.
Quorum will be 10. 14 senators.
Point of information on time. Isn't Senator Marcus?
Was your question, Senator White? Senator White, was that your question? Yes. Okay. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Dengu. I just want to remind everyone, please refrain from silent conversations, please. Thank you. And then,
I move to your resolution 24.
okay, is anyone second? Senator Crosby. Okay, with that, I'm gonna move into a vote on approving resolution number 24. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed and we now begin to review resolution number 24. Vice President Alvarez.
So this is basically like gonna be like off the show because we can't vote or anything because we don't have any quorum. But I'll give the floor to Chair Ryan so he can explain like what the comments and stuff are.
Okay, so for the first comment I added, the piece where it says FY 22, which is fiscal year 22, it wasn't exactly clear what she was talking about. So after we spoke about it in our committee meeting, we decided that it was actually supposed to say the revenue section because that's the specific piece of the financial portion she pulled from. As to comment 2, which is, it was a grammatical error, we fixed it. Comment 3, we just asked for a citation as to the amount of money that was stated in the resolution. And comment 4, we just asked for a citation for her research, just basically kind of giving it context. And so it's not just a table there, it's explained and where it came from. And that's what we decided in our committee meeting. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Due to the fact that Senator Ipe is not here, typically we'd be able to ask her questions and discuss it in total, but she's not here. So I'm going to allow a chance for everyone to ask questions or debate the bill overall amongst yourselves. Senator Ryan, you can cover our position, Senator Ryan.
Is there anybody here to speak on behalf of the bill?
No, I don't think so. President Coker.
I recommend that you all table this legislation to next week. We already had a first reading and all debated it, so the senator is not here and no one's speaking on the behalf, and there's not one. So, yeah.
Does anyone entertain that motion? Senator Crosby?
I entertain it. Do you need me to say it?
Yeah.
I motion to table resolution 24 to next year.
Okay, is anyone second? Senator Zomolo? I'm gonna move into a vote on tabling resolution number 24. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? The motion passed and we now begin to go on to the next agenda, part of the agenda. Senator White?
I motion to table resolution 25 and 26.
Is anyone second? Senator Crosby? Without enough, tabling resolution number 20. Item 26. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? That the motion has passed and 25 and 26 have been tabled until the subsequent general assembly. I'm going to announce, does anyone have any announcements? President Edwards?
Guys, this is Black Entertainment Week for Brotherhood. Come out to Chi Town. They were brotherhood. So you get some pizza and some. That's the after GA week too, so just come with us.
Senator Brown?
Motion to adjourn.
Anyone second? Senator Dengu?
I second.
Now moving to a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Without readjourning. Thank you, guys.
You can count on us to do it, so is it so what? Oh, look, John, there's not.
Also, y'all, can y'all like come over if y'all want to get a TikTok because we're gonna shoot it from here. Thank you.